Redford, good job. All right.
Oh, wait, what's that?
All righty. Thank you, guys.
Bye. We'll see you later.
We appreciate it very much. Thank you, Katie. There we go. Katie may never come back again, but that's okay. We love Katie. See you later. Bye, you guys. Now we are joined by the Salvation Army folks, and I'm so happy they're here because the Kroc is, what does the Kroc mean to this community, you guys? And first we have Missy and we have Jeremiah, and they came here from Atlanta, but they're from Texas. Missy comes from Amarillo, which has an impossibly large skyscraper in it with nothing else, and then Jeremiah's from Abilene, which I think also has a skyscraper too. It has like an old one, right, downtown. Isn't there a big building downtown in Abilene?
There's like one big building downtown. Yes.
Yeah, like every town in Texas has got to have some kind of large scale building of some kind. So, okay, tell me, what does the Kroc mean to this community?
So the Kroc is a holistic approach to community. So we've got a little bit of everything for everybody. We like to refer to ourselves as kind of the Walmart of community interaction, right?
Right.
So we have our church, we have a fitness center, we have social services, we have a thrift store. You name it, and we've probably got it. Boys and Girls Club, yeah.
And that's something that and so many people utilize the Kroc for fitness. For there's all sorts of new things that were introduced at the beginning of the year. There was the cool massage chair thing, or the aqua massage. That's what it was.
Yes.
Which I tried out one time.
Right. It's a cool community place.
It's just cool.
Yeah. They come out, hang out, and sit on the couches and just talk and have fun after pickleball. It's just a great way to hang out with one another.
The pickleball thing too, by the way, I did a story on that in January, right before the storm really got bad. But it was amazing the variety of people that were there that came to play pickleball, and how they enjoyed it too. And there's so many different things to do.
Yeah, they let me play.
Did you? How'd you fare?
You know what? I lost, which I was surprised.
Yeah.
Because I was a little bit younger than most of those folks.
Well, that's the thing about pickleball. Pickleball, it kind of, you don't need a tremendous amount of mobility to be efficient with that game too. It's the fastest growing sport, by the way, in the country, just so you guys know. So pickleball hasn't really caught on in Texas. I'm not sure why exactly. But if you go into retirement communities like in Arizona and California and Utah, it's ridiculous.
It's very serious in Florida.
Yeah.
They got
I can imagine.
Tournaments.
Right.
Yes, it's great. But we had a good group yesterday in there. So
oh, did you really?
People from Fredericksburg came down and all courts were full.
Yeah.
So.
See, I think almost you need to have them, if you do pickleball right, it's great to play it outside, but you need to have like a mix of indoor, outdoor, because sometimes like in the summertime, it's just too brutally hot, even in a game like that where you don't have a lot of mobility. Like we were talking before, next week is probably the busiest week for the Salvation Army here in town. Tell me, this will be your first one here at the Kroc, but you're probably old pros at dealing with this. What is it going to be like next week here for the Kroc?
Controlled chaos.
Controlled chaos.
No, it's going to be good. We've got a lot of community partners that have stepped up and helped us out.
Yeah.
So we actually started cooking turkeys this past Monday.
Okay.
To start getting them ready and getting food prepped, and we'll do that into the beginning of next week. Just continue to get food ready, and then while we're doing that, we're also doing angel tree and kettles all at the same time.
Oh my gosh!
So just a little bit of everything, to bring in the Christmas season.
And for many people, the Salvation Army represents the Christmas season when you start seeing the kettles show up, right? That's everyone remembers that piece of it as well. Tell me a little bit about the two of you and your journey into this. And you have kids, and you came here from Atlanta to back to being in Kerrville, but you were familiar with Kerrville and the Hill Country. Tell me a little bit about your guys' journey.
You want to talk?
You start. You probably have the brief.
So yeah, we were both born and raised in Texas.
Yeah.
Proud Texans. Greatest country in the world.
Right.
We like to say. But just saw a great opportunity to serve through the Salvation Army at a young age. We went to church there, and then
we dated as teenagers.
Oh, really?
In the Army.
Oh, wow.
And the Army youth group.
Okay.
And worked at camp, Salvation Army camp, and right here in Midlothian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so we grew up there, met there, and then, now we're married and serving in the Salvation Army, and that's just for us, our calling.
Right.
And together we'd be able to do that every
Okay,
day.
so you live in Abilene, you live in Amarillo, so you meet as teenagers.
Met at camp.
Met at camp.
Yeah.
And then how did that progress then?
Lots of phone calls.
Lots of phone calls.
Well,
That's
not
before,
a whole lot of phone calls.
before cell phones.
Right.
Yes. I got one $600 phone call, phone bill, and my dad was not too happy about
I
it.
bet.
So, yeah, I had problems sitting down the next week, but
We
I
used
got
to,
over it.
yeah, take the bus, Greyhound back and
Greyhound
forth,
bus.
visit each other.
Oh, wow. And then when did you get married? How long before you got married?
15 years ago.
Yeah.
15 years.
Oh,
Okay.
good job, man.
Yeah.
You didn't have to think about it.
Yeah, right. And you guys, you met in camp, and then it's just been a service ever since then, right?
Yeah, so we dated for a long time. We separated for a little while.
Uh-huh.
Missy went and continued to follow her calling with Salvation Army.
Yeah.
I went a little different road than
I was more obedient.
she was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's usually how it works, right?
Yeah.
Then the Lord brought us back together.
Yeah.
And we got married, and then I went. So that's why she's a major and I'm a captain.
Okay.
She got more years of service than I do.
Right.
And then it's kind of how we got to where we are today.
Yeah, we served in Waxahachie,
Big Spring,
Big Spring,
Big Spring.
Tampa,
Okay.
Tampa, and then, yeah.
and
Now here in Kerrville. Did you? And this was kind of like to you. You made it. We were talking earlier, Jeremiah. You were like, they said Kerrville. You were like, oh yeah. I mean, that was kind of like a dream almost in some ways, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And you didn't have to apply. They just said we're going to send you there, right?
Yep.
So that must have felt really like there was some kind of higher being working for you at that point, for sure. That was probably validating. I'm certain of it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, every year we get a sheet from the Salvation Army. We get
Yeah.
to fill out kind of where would you like to go, what type of things would you like to do, and on the sheet, actually, we've never done this before, but I put we would like to stay here forever.
Yeah, right. It's
just a great place.
It's a great place, and it's a great place, and you brought your family with you.
Yeah.
And how have they adjusted so far?
So the 8-year-olds, we brought them for a visit in April when we found out we're moving.
Yeah.
She saw the water park. She was sold.
Right.
Our 13-year-old daughter.
Bye, Katie.
Just turned 13,
Not so
brand
certain.
new.
Right.
Had been at her school for 4 years. Had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Was very
Still
active,
adjusting.
involved in different sports and activities. So
But I think that the most part, though, I mean, you got like welcoming kids, though. I think for the most part, and there's a lot going on at the Kroc already. With kids groups and things like that. So hopefully she'll make some friends and adjust pretty quickly. So, it's funny. My 24-year-old daughter came to Kerrville because her senior year at Baylor was washed out thanks to COVID, and she hasn't left. And she's found the community to be very welcoming, and she just thoroughly enjoys being here. And she had really not been here before we moved here, and so, but now she's kind of part of the community. So,
nice.
I think it's a very welcoming community. That's for sure. I mentioned this before, though, that one of my favorite parts, though, is just the effort that goes into Thanksgiving. There's all sorts of interesting stories that happen that day from the volunteers, from those who show up. Sometimes they don't have family here, and that's tough. And then other times they may have family, but they, they're not available to come because of different reasons. And then there's the outreach on the freeway, which I think is really, really special for a lot of reasons. And one of my favorite parts of there's certain things you just love to go see and do, and that's one of those I really enjoy. What is it for you, both of you personally, that you enjoy the most about this particular effort and holiday?
I think for me it's a lot, but I would say teaching our children to serve on that day,
Yeah.
in a special day, and so that they can see how blessed they are with our family,
Right.
and just the bountiful supply that we have been blessed with, but to give back and to
Right.
see that we can just to teach them at a young age to keep giving.
Right. And do you guys actively involve your children in this thing? So what do they have little jobs that they do, or do they know that they're going to be doing something?
Yes.
Okay.
So one of them's going to be helping serve, and the other one, they're both going to go with an elderly couple, to go deliver meals.
Okay. Perfect. That'll be perfect. Yeah. The question of the day, though, was if we are in a time of labor shortages, and probably volunteer shortages. Are we still short of volunteers for next week? What do we need?
We still need some folks to help us serve and then to help us clean up.
Right.
The glamorous job whenever it's all done.
Right.
But yeah, I've been very impressed. The people have volunteered. We've
Yes.
had calls, so it's so far that that we've been here. The community has been very supportive.
Right. The Kroc offers swimming. It offers. We talked about pickleball. There's a great weight room, gym facilities. Is the golf simulator still going?
We have it still.
Okay.
We moved it out of the way because we were using that space for other things now, but we still have it available.
Okay. And then you also have the hydrotherapy massage thing. You have a little cafe. There's all sorts of classes. There's is it daycare as well? What are some of the ones? What am I missing?
So Boys and Girls Club is huge.
Huge, right?
We've got 106 kids right now enrolled.
We have a Thanksgiving camp for them coming up.
Right.
From 7:30 to 6:30 every day. While the parents still work.
Yeah.
And a winter camp as well. So
a lot of our civic clubs meet there. Lions, Rotary, Kiwanis all meet in the building.
Everyone has a meeting there.
Tons of birthdays.
Yeah.
Tons of
birthdays. Yeah.
Trying to think what else.
We have a Bible study, a couple Bible studies that go on there too.
And then of course obviously there's the Sunday services as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And do you both lead that, or how does that work?
Yes. So Missy does most of the preaching actually.
Okay.
And I'll lead praise and worship.
Okay.
And make sure all the technical stuff in the background is happening.
That's right, because you were over here. You're like, hey, I have that and this and that and things like that. We were talking tech. We're geeking out on tech stuff. I love it. The kettle. Correct me if I'm wrong. Actually, hold that thought for a second on kettles. I want to just compliment you guys on the Halloween event this year. I thought it was really well done. The bounce house has scared me to death. I'm like that risk-averse father,
Yes.
Oh, boy. Because I've had the child that's broken the arm and stuff, And so I'm like that risk-averse parent. But there were some cool ones, though, I have to admit.
Yeah.
The one where I got posed with the big ball ones, where they're jumping up and stuff, That was great. And then I just loved all the little kids, in their little costumes and stuff. So
it was a great event. And the hay rides was great.
Yeah.
Families all hopped on and went around the field. So
right.
It was nice.
It was so amazing as well. Let's go back to the kettles event. There's not going to be maybe as many as normal because there's going to be a virtual component of it. Is that right? How's it going to work?
Yeah, so we do have virtual kettles that I can plug real quick.
Yeah.
SalvationArmyTexas.org. You go on there, click on the kettle donate button, and you can scroll down and select Kerrville.
Okay.
And we have a virtual kettle on there. Or you can set up your own kettle. If you wanted to set up your own kettle and compete with your friends, you could do that. But yeah, we're just having real problems, just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to work. I mean, we tried increased pay. We tried bonuses. It's just hard to get.
It's
people
just hard
right
to get
now.
people. Yeah.
So we're not too anxious about it just yet because again the community has been great in supporting us, and so we're looking forward to that. But it will look a little different this year.
Yeah. How many people work at the Kroc right now? What's the staffing there?
We probably have about 70-ish employees. We should probably have about 95.
Wow. So you still have a little bit of a shortage then, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Interesting. The average age of people that use the Kroc are what? How old are they? I mean, is it all ages, or is it mostly older people? Or
it's for all ages. The majority are 55 plus.
Yeah.
And so actually in the new year, we're working on some rebranding and marketing to appeal to folks in the evening time. So we don't currently have a lot of classes in the evening, so we're trying to bring some of that stuff on board.
Yeah. The thing I love about going to the Kroc Center, though, is that there is that sort of welcoming sense of community. You're always greeted. You're always said hello to. There's a lot of people who just like to go there and just hang out and enjoy the facilities. For those of you who don't know, Ray Kroc and Joan Kroc Ray was the I wasn't necessarily the founder of McDonald's. He was the genius behind McDonald's in a lot of ways. And when he passed, I mean, obviously a billion-dollar fortune. His wife, Joan Kroc, put it together, I guess, in a huge donation to the Salvation Army. And it has been beneficial across the entirety. I mean, how many Kroc centers are there in the United States?
26 total.
26 total. Wow.
One in Texas.
One in Texas, and this is the only one. But I mean, it is something else. I mean, how did Kerrville get the Kroc Center? How did they determine that? Do you guys know the story on that?
Lots of prayer, lots of hard work, and a gentleman by the name of Kit Werline actually kind of helped spearhead. He's a lifetime member of the advisory board of Salvation Army. Yeah, really kind of helped spearhead that whole thing. And the community responded very well. Right. And so that was a big part. You had to match some of those endowment funds locally. Right. And the community stepped up and helped out with that.
The donations were so. I mean, she gave. I can't remember how much money she gave. It was a huge amount of money though, to the Salvation Army. And how would you describe the mission of the Salvation Army? Because people think of the Salvation Army as the kettlebells, the band marching in the Rose Parade every year. What does the Salvation Army mean as far as the totality of the organization?
The overall mission is really just to preach the gospel of Christ in whatever way that or shape or form that takes. Mm-hmm. It may be a welcoming word when you come into the building. It may be through our Boys and Girls Club program, whatever it is. You know, we get the opportunity to kind of be the hands and feet of Christ and show His love to everybody. Right,
right. And this has been in your reception here from the members and the community has been what, as far as both of you concerned?
Oh, it's been amazing.
I'm very impressed. Like, we are very honored and fortunate, just blessed to be here and to be able to, our staff is incredible. And the community, like I said, I anything that we have needed, they have been there. Right. And so, I know, like, I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but the Angel Tree.
Absolutely. Yeah. Throw that out there.
500 kids that we need to feel for, and you know when you said you had a single mother and bought you the G.I. Joe toy, that's what we do. Right. We make sure that each child wakes up on Christmas morning to a new gift. And so we have 500 angels, so if you're looking to help us out with that, go to an Angel Tree. There's one at the Kroc, Walmart, and also, let's see, Walmart, Kroc, Gibson's, and the mall.
And I actually have I printed it. I think I have it I have a story of it somewhere. I write so much when I forget where everything's at. But I had a list. There's all these things going on for the Salvation Army. What does the next month look like?
Ooh, full.
Putting bags together for 500 kids.
Yes, right.
We've got bell ringing. We have
you have everything.
Christmas at the Kroc.
Okay,
is what it's been called in the past, but it's
December 18th.
But we're doing breakfast with Santa this year.
Okay.
So you can come in, have some breakfast. I think we're gonna have waffles and bacon and eggs and all that stuff. We'll have a cookie decorating station, and then we'll have an opportunity for you to take a picture with Santa, and then we'll give you some more sugar when you're in that line.
That's even better. That's the way to do it. That is the way. I think you got to do one of those caramel apple stations too. that would get me over there in a minute. Oh, here it is. Okay, found it. There's my things. Angel trees. All right, Angel Tree registration will take place. This was earlier in there, right? But
so
now
we've completed our application process.
So that's the application process, but you still can go
and adopt an angel.
Angel, right?
So you go buy some gifts for the kids, and you can do it. As a family, we do it every year.
Right.
You can do Sunday school group, a small group, anything like that.
How did the Fill the Freezer event go? How did that work out?
Good. I think we got almost 20 turkeys through that. Okay. So I was pleased with that because we got it out kind of late. Yeah. But again, people stepped up and brought turkeys in, and I think we have some more turkeys coming in today from the Republican Women's Group. As well. So, right. Yeah, because you guys host both the Republican and the Democrats in that facility. It's neutral ground. Yes.
We are
apolitical.
It's like a safe space for everybody.
All human needs without discrimination.
Right. Exactly. The proudest moment of being in the Salvation Army for you is what?
Actually, this week. Mm-hmm. So the proudest moment being in Kerrville. Yeah. Let me narrow it down, make it a little more local. We have a gentleman that works for us who went through our Reconnect program, rehabilitation program, and then after that started working for us. Been working for us for 5 years. Wow. We celebrated his 5th year of sobriety this Tuesday.
Oh, wow. Yeah, right.
We happen to have a car that was donated to us that we are going to give to him as a means of transportation. And so that felt really good to be able to do something practical to have an impact on this gentleman's life for more
Because a lot of the times you'll see, and this is part of the best part of the stories that are there, is you've seen people who have struggled.
Yes.
You know, and then yet they have come back, and then they give back their time, their service. There's dedication in that work. I mean, that's got to be a rewarding part, both spiritually and just sort of emotionally as well.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's got to be, to me, that's always been the remarkable thing. Here's some of the stories of people that, you know, have worked at the Kroc or volunteered at the Kroc. It's like, well, Salvation Army helped me with this and helped me with that, and I'm just paying back what they've given me or they provided for me as well. The Salvation Army also provides, you know, during the winter storm. Before you guys missed the winter storm.
We did.
We tried to get there, but they wouldn't let us.
Yeah, but you know, you were working in Atlanta though, and Atlanta would get shut down over about like an inch of snow would destroy Atlanta.
Less than that.
Yeah, less than that. Is it true? I've been to Atlanta twice. Actually, last time I was in Atlanta was in June. It was very interesting being in Atlanta in June because it was actually, I'm sorry, I was in Atlanta in June 2020. So it was right after the Ahmaud Arbery sort of revelations came out, George Floyd had come out, and Atlanta was a different beast that day. I mean, it was, you could feel it in the tension in that city. I mean, other than being in the uber crazy Atlanta airport, I've been in downtown. I mean, Atlanta is booming right now too. So I mean, there's a lot going on in Atlanta. Where were you at specifically in Atlanta?
We were just north of the Loop,
okay.
Of 85.
Okay.
So not too far from downtown, maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
If there's no traffic.
Right.
So yeah, not too far away. And then of course, our central offices were actually right by downtown.
Yeah.
So we traveled down there pretty frequently.
My great regret about Atlanta was that I paid to go on the stupid CNN tour when I was there. I paid $15 to go on. I thought, oh, this is really, because I was into all this stuff, you know. And I was like, oh, this would be really cool. And I'll go look at the CNN. And then I somehow finagled my way to get to MLK's church, and it was free. And I didn't have any cash left to donate. And I felt so ashamed that I paid $15 to see CNN. And I didn't have $15 in my pocket still to pay, you know. So what I ended up doing there was I ended up sitting there, because you can sit there in the pews, and then you realize, you know, how he wasn't very MLK was not tall at all. I think he was like 5'8", maybe 5'9". And you hear his voice, you know, they play it in there. But so many African American people would come in there and they would take their pictures. And I just started volunteering. I'm like, I'll take a picture for you. I'll take a picture for you. That was all I could do. That was my little bit of service there.
Nice.
But I mean, there's so much to see and do in Atlanta. It's hard to even imagine. So, but I'm glad you guys are here, because I'm looking forward to next week. And I'm going to bring my little portable setup. You and I can just talk about that. Well, you'll be busy, so you know. But I'll show it to you anyway, and we'll bring it out. And I'm going to do this show here I'll be as unobtrusive as possible. But I just love some of the stories that we've had. I did a story one time about a couple that met. They were like 85 and 90, you know, and they got married, and you know, they were living their best lives at 90 and 85. You know, as a married couple. But they were having dinner at the Kroc together, you know, and those are the kind of stories I love the most about the Kroc. So, all right, thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. And
right.
thank you for the community, just the support that you've given us. It's incredible.
It is incredible. It's very good. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much. All right. I know Karen Guerrero's right here somewhere. Karen. Oh, here she is. Have you guys met Karen yet? Karen Guerrero, Kerrville Alive. Thank you guys. Appreciate it very much. Karen Guerrero is she's already working the crowd. She's already working the audience. She's already talking about Kerrville Alive. Well, we've had a great show today. We're going to have Karen come on and talk a little bit about what Kerrville Alive is working for the weekend. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Oh.